Hi Aries, I'm Anisha. You can write to me at tarotbyanisha@gmail.com. You can also visit my website at www.tarotbyanisha.com. And this is your monthly forecast for January with an annual overview as well. Aries, we start this month with a focus that is there on a part of your chart that has to do with honors, it has to do with accolades, it has to do with reputation, it has to do with your growing career. A lot of you are going to be shining at your workplace. We have three planets. We have Sun, Mercury, and Pluto, which are lighting up this part of your chart. And what a brilliant way to be starting the year. This trend resonates for you throughout 2013 as well. And I think it's sort of started off for you around the last quarter of 2012, wherein it saw a lot of you maybe getting into a collaboration, starting off your new venture, getting into maybe a field that is drastically different from what you have been doing earlier. And though there have been some misgivings, and you've had this thing that I don't know how it is, how well it is that I will fare at the particular job or a project or an enterprise that you have started. But beginning of January, I think a lot of you would be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. And you will be finding a lot of naysayers coming to you and telling you, see, I told you, you could do it all along. So good job over there, Aries. Sun is going to be giving you a lot of confidence. It's going to be adding more validation, ratification, self belief on your goals, on your desires, your values, what it is that you want for yourself, where is it that you see yourself at work. So, this is going to be helping you to quite a great extent to go out and meet people, put your case forward. You will also be quite conscious about your social status this month, Aries. You're going to be quite worried about how it is that you're perceived, where it is that you're seen. Are you networking among the right circles or not? Are you seen among the right circles or not? You will also be speaking and meeting up with a lot of influential VIPs who could help you advance your career. We have Pluto that is also there in this part of your chart, and Pluto is about transformation, Pluto is about truth. So Pluto is asking you that yes, while it is great that it is a well deserved you know sort of a success that is coming to you, and recognition, rather more so, more than success. uh, Pluto is saying the way that you deal with people, the way that you behave, the way that you collaborate, co create, stay true to the work that you're doing, stay true to yourself. Don't sort of get, swayed by the recognition that is coming to you now. So try to remember the initial time of 2012. Remember who your friends are. Remember to give due credit where it is. Stay transparent and do change where the changes are required to be done, especially as far as your um, communication is concerned, especially like I said, with people at work, with people with whom you deal regarding your work. They could be vendors as well, so it doesn't really have to be your bosses or your super bosses. We have Mars that is coming in, activating your 11th house, and Mars is your ruling planet. And so we have a lot of energy, a lot of push that is going to be there. You are going to be seeking groups of people. You may go ahead and join a club. Like minded people is what you're seeking right now. So I think it could be either, going for art shows, exhibitions, museums, hanging around with similar kind of people. Maybe it doesn't really speak of socializing or parting per se, but it talks about getting together, getting together of a body of people, so to speak. And yes, club also is one of them. So you may just decide to become a member of a club. And with 11th house, there could also be some amount of travel that is indicated with foreign partners. There could be some conversations that could also be going on at this point of time. So there could be some tie-ups that you may be trying to do. There could be some exchange of information that is happening. There is some amount of value that is being given to you, which is through a foreign partner, and this will do you well. This is also a house of higher learning. So I think for a lot of you who have been trying to pick up a higher degree or are applying over there, this is a good time. And even for your children, in fact, who may be looking at applying at foreign universities, you may be able to settle down or find or single out on a good university for them. For you as well, individually, it's a good time. Maybe if you want to pick up a new language and you just want to study more. It could even be studying on spirituality, philosophy, things like that. So interesting. Yes. We have the lovely Saturn, and Saturn is there in your eighth house, and she moved there on the 5th of October 2012. Now, Saturn is the eternal parent planet, and yes, Saturn is a feminine energy, even though by all the characteristics of a Saturn, the responsibility, the duty, the heaviness, the seriousness that Saturn gets along with it, one tends to assume that it would be a daddy planet. But Saturn is very much a mommy planet. And Saturn is going to be sitting in this part of your house, and she's going to be looking at you and saying, do things the right way. She's going to be teaching you lessons for the next 2.5 years as far as your joint resources are concerned. How it is that you share your wealth, how comfortable are you, how transparent are you in sharing, not just as far as your finances are concerned, but also intimate emotions, expressions, how it is that you behave with your partner, how much of a manipulation is there, how true are you to the relationship that you are in. Are you happy being single? Are you happy when you are with somebody? These are the questions and these are the lessons which Saturn is going to be asking you. And I think a lot of it also has to do with your conditioning. You will be in the next 2.5 years you will be looking at patterns of your relationships, how it has been while growing up, your relationship at home with your parents, with your mother, with your father, how it is that or even your previous relationships, how it is that you get, do you tend to hoard money the moment you're with somebody? Do you tend to get very stingy and very insecure as far as money or even emotions are concerned? You feel that people are out to get you, or on the other hand, you sort of just don't show your feelings. You're very stingy as far as emotions are concerned. You don't want to share your emotions, let the other person really know what is going on inside you. So sharing in the broadest sense, and in the traditional astrology, eighth house was called as a house of sex, death and taxes. So and death really not in the sense of physical death, but death of old patterns, old thoughts, old ideas, behaviors, how it is that your conditioning, what it is that you have grown up with. So this is a great time, I would say. The next 2.5 years, you will be getting these gentle raps, all the time, not gentle of course, from Saturn. And the key always is change, because Saturn is a planet of movement, Saturn is a planet of action. This is not a planet where you sit and you contemplate and you think and you say, okay, I'm going to be sitting and doing this the next year and then I will see how it is that I feel about it. Saturn is the place when it comes into a certain part of your house, it wants you to move. It does not want you to sort of sit out there and, keep sort of procrastinating and stay happy in your thoughts. You feel quite comfortable thinking, at least I'm worrying about something. So what if I'm not doing about it? So Saturn is going to be teaching you these lessons, and I think importantly, where relationships are concerned, try and stay as transparent as you can. So if you're not ready for a commitment, say so. Even if you don't, it does not mean that you want to be alone, but I think some people are just happier when they are by themselves. Don't have to be in a marriage, you don't have to be in a relationship. You're quite happy being the way that you are, and of course vice versa. So this is a time where you will be looking at the patterns and seeing how it is that you want to be in this space of your life. As far as business is concerned as well, are you giving due credit to the people who deserve it, who have been a part of your growth or who are helping you grow? How much? And not just emotionally over here as far as the business is concerned, but materially as well. Are you being fair? Are you giving them a fair share of the money that they deserve or not? Saturn is retrograding from February 18th to July 8th, and that is a time where Saturn is going to let you look at patterns that are getting formed. It will let you take stock of things that have been, going on in your life while growing up. So I think that would be a good period for you to be sitting and sort of retweaking, revising, and looking at how it is that you're dealing, and you can sort of, correct things over there. So use the retrograde time well. We have a very interesting and quite a phenomenal square between Uranus and Pluto, and this happens on the May 21st and the November 1st. Now, the last of this kind of a square happened in the 60s, and that is the time where you had a burst of, your rights, your gay rights, women activists, and more expression on verbal expression. People are sort of came all out and spoke about what it is that they wanted. Your rock music and creativity in its full force grew in the 60s. So this is really what one could call as the newer 60s, so to speak. And we have, like I said, it's a similar square. Of course, it comes with its own challenges. So there could be some kind of a turmoil. It could be a political as well as an economic turmoil as well. Cardinal signs are going to get more affected by this square, though everybody is going to be getting affected by it to a certain degree, but cardinal signs will get more affected by it. Now Uranus is there in your first house, and the first house is all about yourself, you, your goals, your personal dreams, your desires, what it is that you want for yourself. And the first house is one of the most difficult houses for astrologers to read, because your dreams, your wishes, your desires are very unique to you. And Uranus he's the eternal wild boy of astrology. He's all about rebellion, independence. um, he's contradictory. He creates upheaval, wherever he goes. So we have the wild boy coming to your first house, and you will be a bit not really shaken up, but I think your thoughts, your ideas, your values are going to get questioned quite a bit. You will be looking at things quite differently. Things don't have to be in a certain way, they don't have to be in a conventional, traditional way, because that is the way that you have been taught. And it's quite an exciting time, because I think you will also be looking at yourself quite differently. I think at times we tend to constantly keep judging ourselves by how it is that we are being viewed, and how it is that the society sees us, and hence there is a certain image that we have of ourselves. But Uranus will come there, and he's going to be coming in, like I said, shaking up your dreams, your desires, your goals, and making you sort of take a look at them again. And some of your goals, or some of your, uh, you know, desires or needs may change as well. You may just realize all of a sudden, that it's not so important. Something that could have been bothering you for the longest of time, you may just look at it, and or rather, you may just look at yourself with quite different eyes, and that's nice. And Uranus, it is, in any case, along with it brings a lot of motivation as well. So you will be motivated to change. It'll bring change. So change always is good. And Uranus is forming a square with Pluto, indicating that this is a time for you to be changing as to how it is that you have been perceiving yourself. Maybe the things that you wanted all along have undergone a change, and this is a time for you to be changing. We have a new moon that happens towards the end of the January, and during this time it's going to be putting focus on your home, where it is that you stay, how it is that you stay, with whom it is that you share the space. And it also has to do with your mother. I think the relationship that you have with her and the roots, the values with which you have grown, a lot of things at this point of time, Aries, need to be addressed, they need to be aired. A lot of you may, besides, some of you may go in for a renovation, but some of you will change your house, move away. It indicates buying and selling of a house as well. So, a lot of focus as well. End of the month also indicates your childhood patterns, how it is that you were and what it is that it has shaped you into. And I think a lot of it, like I said, has to do with your mother as well. And there could be some issues, I think, whether it is, living with a dominating parent, or it has been with a parent that just spoilt you, and it could also be that there's not enough due that has been given back to the parent, to the mother. So I think it's a good time that if there are any issues at this point of time that you may be having with your parent, and put them to rest, because going forward your future relationships will get affected by this aspect. So take care over there. Overall looks like a far far better year than 2012 was. Of course, as usual, it has its challenges, it has its uniqueness, but I would say interesting all the same. So have a great January. I'll see you again in Feb, and thank you so much for watching.